to you Christine Bouvier et Rochdi Larabi de Marseille, all the way from Marseille to present to us this afternoon, whatever time it is, street arts as an agent of change. Thank you.
Dia goich go l'air. Tau ahas on doin, urin ave anshui e mort lurga. Go rev mash agiv. So in French, nous sommes très heureux d'être là parmi vous et nous sommes honorés de cette invitation à Waterford et nous espérons que nous allons passer un temps extraordinaire avec vous ces 2 prochains jours.
Okay, so yes, we are very pleased to be here and to be with you. And because I think we have so many things to say, I'm afraid to forget the thanks, you know. So I'm going to begin by the thanks. So thanks to thanks to Culture Ireland, thanks to Isacs, thanks to Spraoi, thanks to Circostrada, thanks to Arsena, and special hugs to Lucy and to Stefan here, well, because we are very happy. Yeah. So now, yes, we are very happy today to share our vision and the experiences of street arts and as an agent of change. So today is a big day. Why? It's a big day because it's a day of transmission. So we are going to transmit something, I hope. So you are going to be the heirs today of our heritage. Okay, so maybe we are going to begin by a ritual. What to ban? Huh? No?
I'm going to present myself. Will you present yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I forgot to present myself. Yes. Okay. Because I knew that the time was so. Okay, so sorry. I'm Christine Bouvier. I'm basically I'm an artist performer. I live and I work in Marseille, south of France. And with Rochdi, we created a group of performers, Ornic'art, more than 20 years ago. And in 2007, I created a festival of performance in public space, but we'll speak after about that. And so now I'm also, in one hand, artist, performer, and director of a company, and artistic director of events in public space in Marseille, but also in other places. So you can introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Rochdi. My name is not in the program, so I'm out of the program. So why I am here today? I'm just in the luggage of Christine. So Christine, she's going to be the queen of disorder because she's launching a festival which name is Urban Disorder. So I am something as a joker of the queen of disorder. So I hope that we are going to make something not so boring. So I will be a kind of a joker journalist who's going to interview the queen of disorder. So let me something more familiar. So Christine, maybe we can start,
Yeah.
And I can ask you the.
No, but you have the ritual before.
Oh yes, of course. I forgot. Of course.
Okay, so Joker, so in order to get into the spirit of more than 25 years of our work in public space, and for a successful and happy heritage for you, we propose first a very little collective ritual in order to welcome everybody. Okay, so maybe
So
first yes. Okay, so now, are you ready? Yes, you are. Okay, great.
So now you are warm up and ready for 45 minutes of conferences. I hope the less boring as possible. So, Christine, we are in 2007. You are an artist around 35 years old. Why did you decide to create a festival?
Okay. At this time, I used to perform a lot with my group Ornic'art in a festival of performances in north and east of Europe. So it was a very inspiring festival because it's festival focused on experimentation and on risk-taking. And we used to meet a lot of people with radical and political performances. So it was really very nutritive. And at the same time, we used also to perform in a street arts festival, big street arts festival, like in France. I don't know if you know, like Aurillac Festival or Chalon dans la rue, which are big street arts. So when I was in Chalon or Aurillac with my company, I say, okay, you don't have time to see the works of the other artists because you are focused, you know, it's a big market. So if artists are here, maybe you know, it's a big market. So you spend your time, when you finish your performance, you spend your time to run, to catch the professionals and to say, come and to see my performance. And so it's a lot of energy, and you are not really open to other works and to collaborate or to meet other artists. But it's the law. It's the law of the market. Okay. So when I was in Marseille, I thought, of course, I think street arts begin in the 80s. I think something like this. And so street arts, of course, they had an history, but performance was really out of the public space. So in 2007, I say, okay, to me, performance is really pertinent in public space. And I want to launch a festival between my experience in a festival of performance arts, so a laboratory where you can meet artists, and then you can cross your work with other artists, or you can experiment, and also a place where professionals can come and see your works. And also, sorry, I haven't finished.
Yeah, just move. Yes, I just want to add something.
Yeah,
The idea also was that we wanted also to invite artists who used to do performance to just last 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, or maybe 1 day or 2 days. So how also to link this proposal to places in the space, in the street where closer. For example, we do invite artists about project about prostitutions. So we wanted to do also in, for example, in Marseille, La Rue Tubano, which is the streets of the prostitutes. And this is a place in which you don't have stage equipment. So the idea is also to find solution to allow some inhabitual proposal to occur. So I go to the second question of if you want. Okay, so,
I don't remember.
so when you come back. So, préavis de désordre urbain sound like a slogan protest. So why?
I just wanted
Okay.
to add something to the first question. Yeah, because you know, yes. No, I just wanted to say that performance, to me, was very pertinent in public space because, you know, I like this definition of performance. I think I can say in English. Performance is an action which it's an action which, yes, is an artistic action which changes the context in which it takes place, and the context also transforms the performance. So it's also transformed by the context. So to me, this definition is very important. And so it was important to me to create a festival. It was during 2 weeks in the space of, in the areas of Marseille. You know, Marseille is a very big city because it's more than 1 million of inhabitants. And so it was very important to create this, to allow artists to show their creations, and in a lot of districts, and in order to reach very different audience. Okay.
So, Préavis des ordres urbains looks as a slogan, political slogan. So why do you choose this title? And do you have to negotiate it with the politic or the public power to set your festival? If you tell us something about that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, the title, first, Préavis in French, in English, sorry, it's a, well, it's, you know, when you have a strike, it's before the strike, the workers say, we are going to do a strike. So Préavis is a kind of announce. We are going to announce that we are going to occupy the public space. Disorder urbain, urban disorder, why? Not to put the mess, because, you know, Marseille is already messy, so we don't have to put more mess. And of course, because it's a very cosmopolitan city and there are a lot of, but it's to propose another order, to propose other trajectories to the audience, to propose other ways of living together in public space and to act together in public space. So, and urban, because I already say that for me, performance is naturally more pertinent in public space than in galleries or museums. But that's my vision. But today, we share our vision. Yeah, you?
Okay, so so I want to say just PDU is 13 editions, 13 thematic.
Yes, I haven't answered to the last question. Is about yes, because when I launched this festival in 2007. Of course, I went to see the local authorities to get funds, and they say, "Okay, do it, and we'll see," because we don't know. We don't know exactly what could happen. We don't want to take the risk to give you money because we don't know, and because performance is I can say the performance is not we don't know exactly what is it in public space. So I say okay. So in 2007 I did it without public funds, and but it was a very, I can tell it, very successful because it was like, we say in French, la chance du débutant. It was like the luck of the beginner. But I mean, it was a very successful festival. So the years after, I got grants from the local authorities. But each time I have to deal with them and to explain, because each time we had a TIMA and a TIMA, so I had to explain the TIMA. Yeah.
Maybe I can say something of my own experience. In 2010, we have an appointment with the mayor, and in the program, he saw that we are going to put an agency of suicide. So the mayor looks at us and say, "Are you crazy? Do you think that I'm going to politically suicide myself in getting in the programmation something about agents of suicide?" So this guy was a clever guy, and personally is gay. So also we take time, and we told him that, for example, in the district in which he's living, there is no maternity. I don't know if it's the English word, the place in which you can born. So there is only symmetry. So the idea what is to live in an area, in the districts in which you can born. So this idea of could you born, could you just die in the city, is it something very important? It's why after you say, okay, we can speak about suicide and making something really decalate about the idea of the agency of suicide, and it will be important to know for the citizen how many people die every year in this district in which nobody could born, and how the suicide, why the suicide, and how we can change and ameliorate this kind of thing. So when you have clever political people, you can speak with them and find that during this time is as a carnival for a very short time. You can suspend the law, reverse the coalition. You know, if in the carnival, the king become a very poor person and the mendiants become the king. So the idea of préavis des ordres urbains is to negotiate it with the authority, time and space in which we can reverse and change the rules to see how this disorder could in the future occur and new orders in which there are less violence, more solidarity, and we can imagine solution to find way to live together. It's the idea of this festival. So let me go to the further question. So Préavis des ordres urbains, PDU, is 13th edition, 13 thema. It was also a funeral ceremony on Friday the 13th, and it was also a rebirth. So could you give us some example of the thema that you choose, and how do you choose this thema, and how you prepare the space for this thema?
Okay, so one of the thema in 2012 was how to continue to live in this world in crisis. Because, you know, in 2012, in 2013, sorry, Marseille was a European capital of culture. So 2011 and 2012 were really preparation for Marseille to the big event. And it was good and not so good. Because, you know, I mean, there were a lot of phenomenon of gentrification is the English word? Yes, gentrification. And, you know, Marseille is a very big city, but also a poor city. And you have a lot of poor people, a lot of unemployed people, and especially in center of the town. And for the big event, they decide to relift the city, and so they, and especially a big street called Republic Street, which was a street with a lot of poor people, because in all the buildings, and they decided to renovate this city and this street. Not now, this street is like you can see a big street in Paris with very beautiful buildings. So, of course, the people who were living there were expulsed. I don't know if it's the good word. Were getting out, and so it was. I mean, it was not. You have on the hand you had yes, beautiful exhibitions who were preparing beautiful events, but on the other hand you have some people in Marseille who were suffering from this preparation of capital. So thema was in 2012 how to live in this world in crisis. Another thema, we had more, but it was resisting security drift. Because, you know, it was in 2010. At this time, we had a French president, Nicolas Sarkozy, which was, I'm going to just to take my text, because yes. And he was president of France, and we say hyper president with concentration of powers. And the newspaper Le Monde, the World, called him champion of struggle against insecurity. So he was really obsessed by security everywhere and delinquency. And he decides in this time to spend a lot of money in deployment of forces of order in public spaces, while France is in situation of financial, economic, and social crisis. And his speeches aim to saturate the political and media space on the ground of fear. So it was good time giving for us as artists to explore by artistic and subversive actions how to resist to security drift and yes, to resist to this deployment of police order, and because it was too much. Yeah.
So, for example, also we work with a lot of community, and for example, we work with the Arabic community in Marseille, and especially with the Tunisian one. And one time, you know that a person which was working selling some vegetables, he decided to burn himself, and it was the start of the Printemps Arabe, so the Arabic Spring. So we decided to take this question because a lot of people that we know are impacted by this fact, and we put the idea of the thema as the body as the last space of freedom. So about this idea, we put the thema, which is a general thema for all the artists and for the festival, and we try also every time, because we are also in link to the poorest neighborhood of France, which is La Belle de Mai, in which we are located, to see how we can ask a question which is understandable with all these districts, and that we hope that through all the artistic proposal find solution also to solve the everyday question of this population. So this was how, for example, we choose this thema. So I know that Préavis des Arts Urbains, you invited more than 300 artists. You set up more than 1,000 performances. It will be more than 100 a live installation. So could you tell us a little bit how you choose the artists? Is it a call for project, or you choose it directly? And if project by project, how you choose the space in the town, and how you prepare this territory to welcome this action and to give this action the most influence possible?
Okay, so for many years I launched a call for projects. So in lively arts networks, performance networks all over the world, and also in dance, some dance networks. Because the call for participation was always linked to a theme, like we said. So we ask the artist to propose a creation or a performance really linked to this theme, and also to participate into a residency in situ. So it means that they came during 2 weeks sometimes, between 10 days and 2 weeks. Yes, and sometimes, yes, and some other artists came also during the year to get the mood of the city, of the context, and of course, each time for each project, I was working with the artist to find the best place or the best places, because sometimes it was a nomadic project, and the best context for developing this project. And also, I always encouraged risk-taking, because also I'm an artist, so I knew that it's important to not be, well, cut in the enthusiasm to do something. But so I encourage risk-taking, but also I knew until where we could go in this town, because of course you can, there are areas where you cannot do anything. Yeah, sometimes you have. It was important. So with my team, we worked a lot during the years with. In Zoom with the artists to understand the project and to find the best ground for the project space. Yeah.
Okay, so for the question just after, it's about mediation. Oh, this means that we are at the half of our conference, so we are going to make a small break.
Not you stay here.
Yeah, stay here. Okay, so this break we are going to, you can stand up, and we are going to make small aerobic performance. So we are going to.
So it's with the team of one of the.
Yeah.
The body as that. The body as last space of freedom you will experiment.
So this is the center. So I try. The body.
Body.
Okay. The
Body.
at last experience.
No, space.
Space. So start again. The body
Last space.
Okay, once again. What's your beat? So after this break, don't you know that now you just have 15 minutes or 20 minutes to last with us. We can ask other questions. So Christine, little question about mediation.
Yeah.
So what mediation work do you do all the year in this territory to be able to welcome all this proposal? You have some experience, brigade, RedPlexus, so she's going. She knows a lot about it.
You can do the answer and question if you want, but okay. Okay, so because we used to welcome a lot of artists, in public space and with residency in situ, we created like mediation teams. So it means that for each artist we have generally it was a student or a young artist who was like an assistant for the artist. So it means that when the artist wanted to go in the street for the residency, the assistant was always with him or her, because it was very important to talk with the public, because sometimes I'm not sure we will have time to speak about that, because we had a story of censorship in one of our area, but very important. But I'm not sure we will have time. But I mean, it was important because sometimes in the street, because yes, I didn't say that in our festival we don't have any barriers or any stage, because performance is, you know, between life and fiction. So it's I never wanted barriers between the audience and the artist. So it means that sometimes it could be not really dangerous, but it could be yes, a bit borderline, because you know, if you have people in the street that don't really understand, yes, what happened, why this man is half naked, and it's shocking, and so it's very quick. They call the police, or they call the mayor, and say, okay. So mediation teams are very important, are the clue, are very important people, and to speak and to make peace in the street. But I have also to add that in Marseille, generally, people are not very frightened by the action in public space. They go, they want to see, sometimes they want to participate. So, but it can occur.
Maybe I can say something?
I have to, about that or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just give an experience. In 2013, we have the idea, an artist was calling, what is the symbol of Marseille? And Marseille has done a lot to make something very attractive as a town, which is going to welcome the European culture. And this idea here is that the prostitutes or the travesty were the symbol of Marseille. So he decided to make a performance. He built a very nice pictures. He put it in a glass, with a very huge glass, and with a ham, he broke the glass. And the glass was spread on the floor, and he jumped inside, and he rolled himself, and he has pieces of glass and body. It's starting to bleed. So at this time, there were a person from the technical who was filming, recording what happens. And at what time, one guy in the crowd, they come and he take the cameraman. He say, "What are you crazy? You don't see that he's suffering, he's bleeding. What are you doing? Call the urgency." So he came with other friend with him. They get off the glass of his body. They took some and they put off the glove. They take care of the people. They take one of them shirts. They put it on the guy. And the idea is they saw this experience as the first degree. So for them, the idea is somebody is really suffering. We have to help him. And the idea also is that even what you can think as an artist about your product, you know that you have different level of population. They are going to understand what you do at different level. And the idea also interesting is how to be able to keep something which is artistically exigent, and in the same time to be able to be available to understand exactly what's going to happen around your proposal about the audience, and how you can prepare it, and you can change also your proposal in this idea. So, you know, the last thing, Marseille is also a very popular and very poor city. So you have population which is not really educated, as you can say. For example, if you go to the theater, nobody is going to go out of his chairs and go on the stage to sit with the comedian, to speak and say, okay, to be or not to be, but what is my life, and try to discuss. But in Marseille, sometimes it's possible. So how you can change the rules, and sometimes try to see how it's going to change the artistical proposition, and how you have to offer it to the audience. Okay. Christine, your turn.
Yeah, I just wanted to, just about mediation, I spoke about team of mediation, but also we had another form of mediation. We called it morning plexus. It was every morning we organized like a breakfast in public space. It was in a little square, really in the center of the city, and And each morning, a different artist it was a presentation of his work, a very, very simple presentation to everybody, to the other artists, to the passerbys, to the audience. And also, sometimes he could propose a very small workshop linked to his work. And which was very, very interesting. It was this little square where usually there were a lot of homeless people who were sleeping because it was a bit covered. And so the homeless people were sleeping, it was their room. So when we arrived, we had to negotiate with them to say, okay, but of course you can take the breakfast with us. So at the beginning they say, okay, and after they were very happy because each morning they had, in bed, they had the breakfast coming in their room. And also they could, sometimes we had some of them were not interested and they left, but some of them stayed and they listened to the presentation of the artist, and sometimes they participated in the workshop. So it was also a strong experience for us in Marseille. Okay, so because we have not a lot of time.
I think it's maybe the last image. We are close behind, but we have not a lot of other questions. Maybe, or you can. We wanted to yeah, because we don't have time. So is it?
We didn't speak about checkpoints.
Okay, so the option is we just speak about one point, or maybe you wanted to ask questions and you can answer.
How long do we have now?
5 minutes. So maybe you can see. Do you have questions that you wanted to?
Not, we can continue speaking, but if you have questions, you can ask. Also.
This time, you just have 5 minutes. Don't take your chance. It's not going to gain again. Continue.
Okay.
Which one question?
Peut-être parler de l'urban le checkpoint, non? Ou et puis les plus belles de mai surtout. Les plus belles de mai,
okay.
On va pas parler du festival Les plus belles de mai.
Okay, so for the last question, Christine has a joker of the Queens of Disorder. I know that you are located in the poorest and the most creative neighborhood in France and in Europe. You can see on ChatGPT, Dixit ChatGPT, they say that. So what does this location of this page, which is calling La Belle de Mai, influence your way of organizing an event? Maybe you have some story to tell us about that.
Okay. Yes, I don't know if we explained that we are resident in Friche, La Belle de Mai. It's a huge tobacco factory, a very big place, and now it's an artistic.
100,000 square meters.
Yeah, so it's an artistic and cultural center with a lot of place of exhibitions, theaters, concerts, places, and we have a studio here since more than 25 years. So I mean, this big place is unique in Marseille and also in France because it's a place of residency, and also it welcomes a lot of visitors, and it's in the poorest area of Marseille. So it's not only the poorest area of Marseille, but it's also, as you say, the poorest area of France, and some. Well, okay, okay, but we don't know. So it's for us, it's very obvious to work with the people of this area. So in order to work with these people of this area, we are connected with social and civic structures, which welcomes migrants people or homeless people. Okay, so we work a lot. We organize workshops, etc. And last year, I was contacted by a lady. She's working as well. She's not the mayor, but just after the mayor of this district. And she came to us and she said, "Okay, I want to do something strong to help women to reappropriate the public space in this area, because you know, this area, there are a lot of Arabic people, Comorian people, and a lot of solo mothers, you understand? Yeah, so, yeah, there are a lot of mothers alone, and it's very strange because in this area you have cafe, bars, and some of them are owned by a lady, but the consumers are 90% men. And you don't find women in the bars. And so she says, because this lady, she works with the mayor, but she's also a teacher. For 15 years, she's living in this area. And for 15 years, she has been a teacher in this area. And she says, when I speak with the mothers of the pupils, they say, oh, we would love to go to the bars with our friends, but we don't, because we are not legitimate. We don't think we don't find legitimacy in these bars. Men they look at like if we were a bitch. No, yeah, sorry, I thought yeah, something like this. Yes, and no, you'll speak after because so she says, okay, I want to do something for this woman to give them their place in the public space. So I say, okay, I'm very interested in this project because I have been working in public space for so many years, and I also work with this territory. I know the territory. So last year we launched another festival called Les Plus Belles de Mai. It's the name of the areas, and it was a festival in 4 bars. And outdoors, of course. Each bar was a female owner, and I invited artists.
Each bar is linked to one community.
Yeah.
You have the Comorian community,
Artist, yeah.
The Kabyle community, and also the
Yeah.
Syrian community.
So I invited, of course, women, dancers from Marseille to propose a creation exploring the place of the woman in public space, and we organized a workshop with a dancer for the women of the areas. And it was fantastic because he set like un défilé. No. Yes, like a fashion show, but it was of course it was not a real fashion show. It was okay. And the ladies of the areas, they participate in this défilé. So it was every Saturday of April in the public space, and it was very emotional to me because you could see the children of these ladies, and they were looking at their mothers, and with wow, my mother became a star, and she became so it was very interesting because now in these bars, step by step, of course, but ladies, they can go to the bars, and we are going to prepare the next edition next spring. So to go further, yeah.
And they set up a performance with local people. They say, "Je suis F." It means I am F. I am female. I am a woman. So they translate this performance in all the language, about 30 or 35 language in this era. And each time they say, "Je suis F." I'm woman. So I think it's time. We were very happy to spare this time with you. To spend also with you. You know that we are there till Monday. So if we have questions, you have other chance to maybe to cross to meet us and maybe ask informal questions. So thank you for all the people. Thank you. Special hug for you, Lucy.
Thank you, yes.
And nice festival to Spraoi. We are very impatient to see all the proposals.
Thank you. So thank you, Christine, and thank you, Rushdie. Merci beaucoup pour tous les idées. Super.